What if everything you thought about midlife was wrong? What if the most powerful transformative chapter of your life hadn't ended, but hadn't even begun yet? Carl Jung, one of the most influential psychologists of the 20th century, believed just that. In fact, he once famously said, "Life really begins at 40. Up until then, you are just doing research." That statement might come as a shock in a culture obsessed with youth. Society often paints aging as a downhill slope, a time marked by loss, crisis, and retreat. But Jung challenged that narrative. He saw midlife not as a period of decline, but as a crucial turning point, a moment of awakening where our true authentic life begins. To understand why Jung believed this, we have to explore the purpose of those first 40 years. Think of them as an extended foundation building phase. During this time, we explore the world, build careers, form relationships, and adopt the values and beliefs around us. We're striving, trying to achieve, to fit in, to succeed by society's standards. It's a period filled with questions like, who am I? What should I do? What makes me valuable? But even as we chase answers, something often feels incomplete. Deep down, we may sense that the identity we've crafted isn't the whole story. By the time we approach midlife, we start to feel the cracks in our carefully constructed facade. The external goals that once drove us, titles, achievements, social approval, begin to lose their grip. And that unsettling realization, Jung didn't see it as a breakdown. He saw it as a breakthrough. He called this pivotal transformation individuation, a process where we begin to reclaim the parts of ourselves we've hidden or denied. It's not about rejecting everything we've built, but about integrating all the pieces into a fuller, more authentic self. In our younger years, we wear what Jung called the persona, the mask we show to the world. It helps us navigate society and build a life. But the problem arises when we start to confuse the mask with our real identity. By midlife, many people feel confined by the roles they've been playing: the perfect parent, the ambitious professional, the agreeable partner. These identities, once helpful, can begin to feel like cages. That's when the quiet questions start to surface. Is this all there is? Am I living the life I truly want? What would it look like to live on my own terms? These aren't signs of a crisis. They're signs of consciousness expanding. And while society may label this the midlife crisis, Jung urged us to see it as a sacred opportunity, a chance to stop living by inherited definitions of success and start living by our own. A call to examine the shadow, the fears, regrets, suppressed desires, and welcome them back into the story. Shadow work can be uncomfortable. It requires confronting the parts of ourselves we've rejected: insecurity, resentment, longing. But Jung believed that true growth demands this reckoning. Only by facing the shadow can we begin the journey toward wholeness. So what changes at 40 everything? You begin to shift focus from the external to the internal. You become less interested in performing and more interested in being. Your definition of success starts to include peace, purpose, and authenticity. You begin to realize that the life you've been preparing for is not behind you, it's unfolding right now. Individuation doesn't happen overnight. It's a slow, personal, and often challenging process, but it's also deeply rewarding. It invites you to examine your beliefs, rewrite your story, and step into the fullest version of yourself. Carl Jung reminds us that midlife isn't the beginning, the end, it's the beginning of the real story. The part where you're no longer just gathering experiences, but finally learning how to live them. Where you stop chasing validation and start living your truth. Where you become not what the world expects, but who you were always meant to be. So if you're feeling lost, restless, or uncertain in this stage of life, take heart. You're not falling apart, you're waking up. And this is where your real life begins. Now that we've uncovered the four foundational types of intuition Carl Jung outlined: sensing, thinking, feeling, and judging, it's time to explore how you can actually cultivate these powerful abilities in your own life. After all, intuition isn't just some magical gift that a few lucky people are born with. According to Jung, it's a faculty that can be developed through intentional practice. So how do you unlock this inner guidance system and begin to trust the quiet voice within? Let's dive into several practical methods Jung himself used and taught to help deepen intuitive awareness and integrate it into your daily experience. 1. Active imagination. This isn't just creative daydreaming. It's one of Jung's most transformative tools for exploring the subconscious. Active imagination is a structured meditative process where you allow your thoughts, images, and feelings to unfold freely in your mind's eye. Rather than suppressing or judging what arises, you interact with these mental scenes as if they are real. This technique bridges your conscious and unconscious minds. To try it, set aside some quiet, uninterrupted time. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, and bring to mind a situation that's been bothering you or a question you have been trying to answer. Let your imagination paint the scene, watch as characters, symbols, or settings emerge. Perhaps you're standing at a crossroads, or a mysterious figure offers you a message. Engage with what appears. What are they saying? What emotions arise? The goal isn't control, but observation. This process can reveal insights your rational mind might never uncover. It's particularly powerful for people who overthink or struggle with clarity. Active imagination bypasses mental noise and taps into the wellspring of inner knowing. 2. Dream interpretation. Jung called dreams the direct language of the unconscious. He believed that dreams reveal the archetypal symbols, personal conflicts, and intuitive messages that our waking mind may overlook. Each night, our inner world continues to speak, and if we listen, we gain access to intuitive intelligence. Start by keeping a dream journal. Place it next to your bed and write down anything you remember upon waking, even if it seems bizarre or fragmented. Over time, themes and symbols will emerge. You might notice recurring settings, emotions, or figures. These patterns are your psyche's way of signaling unresolved issues or important truths. For example, dreaming of flying might symbolize a desire for freedom, while recurring water dreams could reflect emotional undercurrents. As you build a personal dictionary of dream symbols, your intuition becomes more fluent in decoding messages from your subconscious. 3. Journaling. Writing is a direct channel to the subconscious when done correctly. Jung advocated for what's known as stream of consciousness journaling, where you write continuously without editing or censoring. This allows your deeper thoughts to flow freely onto the page. Begin with a simple prompt. What am I feeling right now, or what do I need to understand about the situation? Let your pen move without hesitation. You may start with surface-level frustrations, but as you continue, unexpected insights will bubble up. You might write something like, I feel stuck at work because I'm afraid of failure, but maybe I've already outgrown this role. As you keep journaling, notice emotional patterns, sudden shifts in tone, or repeating ideas. These are clues from your intuition, hints at the deeper story beneath your daily experiences. 4. Meditation. We live in a noisy world. Intuition is quiet. Meditation creates the stillness necessary to hear it. By calming the mind and body, you create space for subtle inner guidance to arise. Jung often emphasized the importance of silence and inner focus. You don't need to become a monk, just 10-15 minutes of daily practice can make a profound difference. To start, find a peaceful spot. Sit or lie down, close your eyes and focus on your breath. When thoughts arise, and they will gently return to your breath. Over time, you'll notice moments of insight or clarity bubbling to the surface, seemingly out of nowhere. This is your intuition speaking not in words, but in knowing. The benefits of developing intuition. So what happens when you nurture your intuition? What real-world value does this inner guidance bring? 1. Increased creativity. Tuning into your intuition opens channels to inspiration that logic alone can't access. Intuition bypasses filters, taps into the subconscious, and allows for novel connections to form. The greatest artists, writers, and visionaries often credit their breakthroughs to an intuitive impulse. Think of Salvador Dali's surrealist visions or Leonardo da Vinci's inventions. These weren't just products of talent, they were manifestations of a deep connection to something beyond logic. When you develop your intuition, you gain access to this limitless creative reservoir. 2. Improved problem solving. Ever had a gut feeling about the right move before you even fully understood why? That's intuitive problem solving in action. It helps you cut through complexity and zoom in on the root issue with clarity. In fields like business, science, and even law enforcement, professionals often make intuitive leaps that logic later confirms. Imagine you're working on a complex design and you just know a certain approach will fail, even if all the data says it should work. Listening to that hunch could save time, money, and effort. 3. Enhanced decision-making. Life is full of decisions where facts don't tell the whole story, like whether to take a job offer, move to a new city, or end a relationship. Intuition adds depth to your reasoning. It brings in emotional intelligence, personal values, and unspoken factors. Imagine two identical job offers. One pays slightly more, but when you think about it, your chest tightens. The other fills you with calm and excitement. Your intuition is signaling which path aligns better with your authentic self. The more you practice listening to that inner sense, the clearer and more confident your decisions become. 4. Greater self-awareness. Ultimately, intuition fosters profound self-awareness. By consistently tuning into your inner signals, emotions, thoughts, subtle impressions, you begin to recognize your true needs, fears, values, and longings. Instead of acting from habit or external pressure, you begin to move from a place of authenticity. Let's say your intuition consistently nudges you toward creative outlets, writing, painting, music, despite your career in accounting. You may have labeled yourself as practical, yet these inner whispers reveal a deeper part of you. When you honor them, you begin to live a life that's more true to who you are. Signs you're naturally intuitive. Not sure if you're naturally intuitive, Jung believed that some people are more attuned to intuition than others. These individuals often feel a deep connection to their inner world and show a heightened sensitivity to life's subtleties. Here are some common signs. You often reflect on your thoughts and emotions and seek meaning in your experiences. You notice patterns, symbols, and connections that others overlook. You follow your instincts in relationships, decisions, or opportunities, and you're usually right. You sometimes just know things without understanding how. You feel drawn to spiritual or introspective practices like journaling, dream work, or meditation. If these sound like you're already tapping into your intuitive intelligence, whether consciously or not. Carl Jung didn't see intuition as fluff or mysticism. He viewed it as one of the core ways we engage with reality, a legitimate function of the psyche. Whether it's sensing subtle energies, jumping to solutions, feeling emotional truths, or seeing the big picture, intuition is a skill you can strengthen. Through daily practices like active imagination, journaling, meditation, and dream interpretation, you can unlock a deeper connection to your inner wisdom. And as you cultivate this inner knowing, you'll notice more creativity, clarity, self-awareness, and joy. So take a moment, listen inward. Your most powerful guidance has always been within you, quiet, patient, and ready to lead the way.